Hello, Virgo. This time I've decided to read for you. That was a split decision. So I'm shuffling the cards right now. Whilst I'm doing that and applying intent to read for beautiful Virgo sun, moon, and rising signs, if you so will indulge me in this reading, I thank you for being here. I am JJ. And we're reading with the Alchemy England 7 Tarot deck, a tarot deck that I'm starting to become extremely fond of. Check out the 20 general reading. It applies for all signs. You will enjoy it. It will also give you great context for this reading. So if you haven't already checked out that reading, I really do recommend that you do. It's going to help you figure out a lot. Dare I say it's more important than this one. They're all of equal importance, I take that back. But nonetheless, there is value. Oh, I do love this deck. Do you know why I love this deck? Because as I've come to explore it, when I set intentions on reading for a particular sign, the cards, sometimes one or two will come out. They reveal themselves by really popping out of the deck. They don't fly out like Rider-Waite does. But they reveal themselves subtly by refusing to fall back into the deck. I find it really, 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 really interesting. And I just absolutely love exploring new tarot decks for this very reason. So let there be resistance. I want to make sure I pull the right right card for you, Virgo. Okay, is it? One more time. Virgo, you've always been a difficult one for me to read for. But I learn a lot when I read for you. I learn a lot about myself when I read for you. Okay. 2 cards for you. The only other sign that got 2 cards was Aquarius. There's no favoritism here. I pull them as they come. Your 2 cards are reversed, reversed, reversed. We're getting a lot of reversals today. And I want to reassure you that I have shuffled this deck thoroughly. And one of the cards be upright, the other do seem to be reversed. And we will take them as they come. There is nothing wrong with this at all. It proves a bit challenging at times, but we'll make the most of it. Okay. Wow. So you've got the Tower card, Virgo, reversed. The illustration in this deck is absolutely beautiful. Very gothic grimoire style. So with an abundance of flames, demonstrating the tower's strength here. You're also the first sign that I read for this month that actually reveals a major arcana card. For the last time this happened was for the general reading, and we got the Empress in that case. Your second card is the Page, or as they refer to her, the Knave of Chalices in this deck. Quite a hideous figure, I will not lie. This is the Knave upright. Okay, this is the Knave first. Okay. Wow, Virgo, there's a lot to talk about then, isn't there? Virgo, I'm going to be straight with you. I'm always straight with you, but I'm going to be straighter with you this time around. You can't say that you weren't warned about anything that is unfolding at the minute in your life. You may have been caught off guard at one point, realizing a disappointing situation, realizing that there were breaches in trust, breaches in certain contracts that were made, whether informal or formal. To you, it makes little difference if it's formal or informal. And I have to stress that. So just because it wasn't in writing doesn't mean that, you're going to pay less attention to it. And for that, I love you. I mean, It just goes to show that when you decide to make a verbal contract with someone, you usually always uphold to it. That is one feature that I love about Virgo. You're extremely honest. So that's to say that you're not going to make promises unless you can, within reason, actually keep those promises, right? So unfortunately, others haven't really been on honoring their side of the bargain. Is that the case for you, Virgo? And I'm actually frustrated for you right now. I'm angry for you. And I will also say that when I was meditating on your sign, my head started to hurt. I mean, not in the sense of I'm getting a headache, but in the sense that there was much pressure applied onto my crown. And I listen to how I feel when I meditate. And I tend to then transmute this feeling into the reading, because I do feel that it helps to do that. That I also have to be honest about my own state of affairs when coming to this reading. And so the Tower card reveals itself and reversed, because you'd be having a harder time than originally thought in actually making a radical transformation. Usually when the Tower card appears in a reading, it is not afraid of showing itself in your real life in a very aggressive format, in the format of either withdrawing something from you, taking something away from you, very violently so, in an unfairly to begin with, because it may be something that you want to continue to have in your life, but which the greater divine experience deems it not the case anymore for you. So some people are afraid of the tower because they feel as though, oh goodness, something's about to get ripped out from beneath me, really, and compromise the very foundation that I'm standing on. And this would be something that I've worked so hard to gain. So why are you taking it away from me? Well, it is a matter of growth, isn't it? So, and I have said this in a few readings already, one door must shut for another to open. We can't, and this is something that I am coming to learn myself, we can't be closing and opening doors at the same time. That's unfortunately not how things happen. You'll also be less efficient at concluding the work of shutting a door, and less efficient at fully immersing yourself in a new role or position or phase of your life by opening that door, if the one room that you just stepped out of, you're not so ready yet to completely walk away from. And I talk about this in the general reading. So again, go check that out if you haven't. And with the Page of Cups in the reverse here, your ability right now to think in terms of, where you see yourself in the future is inevitably disrupted by this process of the Tower being disrupted. Okay, so this is a bit difficult to put into words, because it's very difficult to explain, at least the way that I'm understanding it. At one point in a not so recent history, well, in a recent history, apologies for that, the Tower was in the upright, and so was this Knave of Chalices. Ugly she be, both were in the upright, meaning that life was disrupted, and rightfully so. You came to realize that all that you had imagined, which would be this Page of Cups, was not necessarily revealing itself or manifesting the way that you had originally wanted it to. Knaves or pages are princesses. They are usually less mature in thought and in feeling than their queen. Ah! Ah! My head! Then they're queens. Excuse me. I didn't mean to do that. This is blowing my mind a little bit. But anyway, the idea being that you have at one point been extremely happy to wander in your own imagination, and having the energy of the Page of Cups. I tend to love actually returning back to that kind of energy when I'm looking to learn something new and explore a new avenue. So regardless of our age, we always do return to that childlike state when we find that we're excited in something, right? And we want to pursue it. So we need to learn, we need to evolve and grow into it. Nothing comes for free. You don't suddenly become a master of something. You have to keep at it. So at one point, both these cards being upright tells me that you were presented with this opportunity to reevaluate your situation, but to also welcome this Tower with open arms. And what has happened, and so I feel, is you're falling back into your old ways temporarily, because this Tower, okay, this Tower never forgets. It doesn't just come into a reading and then decide to wander off if you ignore it. There is no ignoring the Tower card. No matter how much you try, it doesn't work like that. And by the Tower card presenting itself reversed right now, it's going to, it's not going to have an easier influence on you. It is just as powerful, if not a little bit more sensitive when it's reversed, because it wants you to acknowledge it. And I have to say something. The fact that in this deck, the Tower is represented and engulfed in flames, so much flames. Let me ask you a question. What happens when you set something on fire? Let's say a piece of paper on fire, right? And you have it, and you're holding it in its upright format. What happens to the flame? Think about it for a second, or actually do it. Not right now. Do it safely if you wish, like, in a sink or something. Now, what happens if you turn that piece of paper upside down whilst it's on fire? I'll give you the answer to that one. Your hand will burn a lot faster. So will the piece of paper. It will burn a lot faster. It's almost as though by turning it upside down, you are trying to ignore the flames that are setting your life on fire, only to find that you get burnt so much faster. So you need to slow down and appreciate the significance of whatever is happening in your life, because your life is your own, your situation is unique to you, and I can't possibly foretell what that might mean to you. But I have an idea, right? And distractions, they come to us all the time, and they take all shapes and forms, even human form. You'll get distracted in your current work with your boss coming and saying, I need you to do X, Y, Z, even though a week or 2 weeks ago you were contemplating killing this person, metaphorically speaking. And now you find yourself doing what they want again. I realize we all need to be responsible. We all have jobs that we should preserve. For those who have lost their jobs, they find themselves in an even harder position, trying to find a new job to source a new mode of income. So I do listen. While I do say excuses are excuses, in this case, this is an excuse that I can definitely appreciate. You need to hold on to your livelihood. It's not something that you can just say goodbye to just because it's starting to get under your skin. And you deserve something a lot better. I get it. And if this is speaking about a relationship, I get it as well. Let's pull this tiny card from the tiny universal weight. It's the 6 of Pentacles, okay? To perhaps maybe give us a bit more context as to what might be happening. With this Six of Pentacles, the energy is to give. It's to give more of what you have, despite you receiving more yourself to recoup. So while the Six of Pentacles has a very generous feeling, to it, and the person that holds the Six of Pentacles within them is a very, very kind person that doesn't have a lot, and yet will want to evenly distribute what they do have, right? And they're not necessarily thinking about what they might be left with, right? Which ultimately makes this person more charitable than the millionaire that decides to give away $1 million, and while they have 10 more to fall back on. But the idea is, are you in a state of mind that is allowing you to do this in a healthy way, without harming yourself, without allowing yourself to do the work that is necessary for you to move on to a better position? I just want to leave that question with you, Virgo. So contemplate that for a while and let me know what you think if you want to share. Yeah. Okay, guys. 15 minutes. I think that's the longest that we've had for the individual readings this month. I want to keep them short, though, to allow you some time to also have a look at that general reading. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed and you want to be subscribed, that would be amazing. And I welcome you into a little world. Thank you for being here. And you can hit the bell as well if you want to receive more direct notifications every time I upload something. So for now, be well. Take care of yourselves. Bye.